and I'll share with you guys what she looks like. Okay, hi guys. It's been a while since I recorded anything. I think the last time that I recorded I was 16 weeks pregnant, and I have yet to even edit that footage because I've been so busy with everything else. So as of today, I am 25 weeks and 2 days pregnant. So today is May 31st, tomorrow is June 1st. The crazy thing is we're actually leaving on our baby moon on Sunday, so June 4th. So I will be out of town for about 4 or 5 days. So I'm not really sure when I will get around to editing all of this footage, but I wanted to kind of give an update and get you guys caught up on what's been happening over the past like 9 weeks that I haven't recorded anything. So I think the last time I left off, we were going to our 16-week appointment in a few days, or maybe the next day. My 16-week appointment was at 16 weeks and 3 days, and I had an early glucose test done because of my BMI. And then I had not an ultrasound, but I had a fetal tone, like they checked on the baby's heart rhythm, and then just general like checking to make sure that everything's good. I was a little bit nervous about the glucose test because I've heard so many like horror stories about people hating the glucose test, but it wasn't really honestly that bad. I actually had to go to that appointment by myself because Elijah ended up having to work last minute, so I had to drive myself up to the hospital, which is like an hour from my house, and stay there for an hour while I had my glucose test done, and then have my blood drawn, and then drive myself back home. So it was a lot for me, especially because I don't drive the interstate, so I had to find a way to get to the hospital not on the interstate. So, which I did, and that was fine. Actually, surprisingly enough, that appointment went really well. The drive was fine. I wasn't really too anxious or anything. It's funny. Not funny, but it's kind of ironic. The morning of that appointment, I actually had a small fall on the back step. So I had gotten up for my appointment and I let the dogs out, and I slipped on the top step right outside the back door and just landed like on my bum on the next step below that. I was like, well, it didn't even hurt really. It was like barely anything, but I thought since I was already going to see my OB, I might as well bring it up. I brought it up to my OB and she was like, well, if you're not having any pain or bleeding or anything like that, anything concerning, we'll listen to the baby's heartbeat. Everything should be fine. And I was like, okay. We went ahead and listened to baby's heartbeat on the fetal Doppler, and it was perfectly fine. I was totally fine. I just slipped like maybe 3 inches. But I just thought that was kind of ironic that that would happen the morning of my appointment. But we did the glucose test that morning for breakfast. I was really afraid that what I ate for breakfast was going to throw off my results. And if you know from my Instagram stories, I have been craving nothing but like breakfast food. So breakfast sandwiches specifically, like egg and cheese breakfast sandwiches. I'm not really a breakfast like meat person. I'm not really much of a sausage or bacon person. Sometimes I can eat them, but really typically I just don't. So that's not been one of my big cravings. But that morning I had decided to have an egg and cheese breakfast sandwich, and I got a coffee, but I didn't drink all of it at once because I was afraid that the sugar in the coffee would throw off my blood sugar. So I had breakfast. I had that sandwich and about half of my coffee at 11:30, and then my appointment was supposed to start at, I believe, 1. So I got in at 1. They went ahead and did the fetal Doppler on me, and then I went ahead and did the glucose drink, and I had my blood drawn at 2:30. The range of what your blood sugar should be in after drinking the glucose drink and waiting for an hour is between, I think, 70 and 140, and mine was 73. So I was definitely on the lower end even after having drank the glucose drink. So I passed that with flying colors. Everything was fine. So that appointment went really well. However, the day after my glucose test, I felt horrible. I had the worst headache. I felt slow and sluggish and just had no energy, and I was nauseous. Yeah, that was just not fun. So unfortunately, hearing that I have to do the test again at 28 weeks, I am not looking forward to it whatsoever, because I know afterwards I'm probably not going to feel that great. So the next appointment that I had was our anatomy scan, and that was done at 20 weeks on the dot. And I do have our ultrasound pictures here. The actual anatomy scan, I think we were only in there for maybe like 30 minutes, and baby girl is very active and she moves a lot. So it was really hard for the tech to get clear pictures of everything that they needed to see. During our appointment, we actually didn't get the greatest photos or really any photos at all of her heart and parts of her brain, and also her nose and mouth where they check for cleft palate. But everything that they did see, that they could see clearly, looked perfectly normal. She was measuring right on track, about the 50th percentile. She was estimated to be about 12 ounces and had 10 fingers, 10 toes, measuring fine. Actually, she was measuring about 3 days ahead at that point, and some parts of her body, like her femur for example, were measuring 20 weeks and 6 days. So she's measuring overall 3 days ahead, and she's looking really good. So I'll show you some of the pictures. So here's her little profile. I have a video, but I'll see if I can insert it, of her opening her mouth and yawning and sticking her fingers in her mouth, which she's done at every ultrasound appointment that we've had so far. But here's her little profile, and here's her little feet. The picture below that is a potty shot confirming her gender, so I won't show that, but she's definitely a girl. And then of course I also got the classic alien photos of the ultrasound looking at her straight on. So those are kind of creepy, so we've kind of just like folded those back behind and put these on the fridge. Because we couldn't get the most clear pictures of everything that they wanted to see at the 20-week anatomy scan, they decided to schedule me for a repeat scan at 24 weeks. So my next appointment was, I was 24 weeks in 1 day, and we went in to have a repeat ultrasound done. So I have the ultrasound pictures of that as well. Here she is again, her little profile, and as you can see here, she has her finger in her mouth and sucking on her finger here and here. But this one we just thought was a really good picture of her. The other ones here, just some more profiles and her heart rhythm. Her fetal heart rate was 144 here, and it's been around the 140 to 160 range my entire pregnancy. So and of course she was wiggly during this appointment too. It was really hard for the tech to get clear pictures of her heart and brain. That appointment actually took a lot longer. I think we were in there for maybe 45 minutes just trying to get a good clear picture of all 4 chambers of her heart. And she's been head down both times as well. So she was head down, and she really hates the pressure of the probe. If she's facing out with her like face upwards, like towards the ultrasound probe, she'll flip back around to where her spine is facing the tech, because she doesn't like the pressure of it, so she doesn't like to cooperate very well. That's exactly what she did, and it was really, because of that position, it was really hard for the tech to get a good picture of her heart. But she eventually managed to do that and got a good picture of her profile and everything. Actually, it was funny because she, like, at one point she had like two-legged kicked the probe for the ultrasound tech, and it was kind of cool to where I could like feel the movement, and then like a split second later see her move on the ultrasound. So yeah, she's very active, and there's really very few moments in the day where she's not moving. So now that I'm almost 26 weeks, I am starting to I've been keeping track of how often she moves, but I haven't been counting the exact number of kicks. So I think I'm going to start doing that around 26 weeks. She does kind of have a schedule. She does move in the mornings as soon as I wake up, like before I even get out of bed. Typically she will move right as I'm eating, like my second bite of food or so, she'll start moving. And then she's most active at night. If I'm working late at night or when I decide to lay down in bed, that's when she's most active. She's definitely a night owl. So I'm thinking that her sleep schedule is going to be mixed up a little bit, but that's okay. My next appointment is scheduled for June 20th. I will be 28 weeks and 1 day, and we're going to do my next glucose test just to confirm that I don't have gestational diabetes, and that's just a precaution because of my BMI. My BMI kind of increases the risk of preeclampsia and gestational diabetes and things like that, even though I had lost 30 pounds in my pregnancy. So we're just being very precautious and making sure that we're getting ahead of any diagnosis that could be made there. And of course, I'm on top of the blood pressure too. So I've been on a single dose of baby aspirin, which is 81 milligrams, I believe, of baby aspirin since I was 15 weeks pregnant, just to get ahead of any blood pressure problems that could arise. My blood pressure has been in normal range every time, so not too worried about that. We're also going to do some CBC blood draw tests and like check my iron and all that stuff. And then we're also going to do the the Tdap shot. That's recommended at around 28 weeks of pregnancy. So that appointment is going to be in the morning, and then we've also booked an elective 4D ultrasound at a private ultrasound place for later in the afternoon on that same day. We're going to be getting my OB appointment done, and then also the 3D ultrasounds, or the 4D ultrasound. So I'm really excited to see how she's filled out by 28 weeks on the 4D ultrasound, and I'll share with you guys what she looks like. I'm really excited about that. As far as we can tell now, it does kind of look like she has my nose, but she does, I feel like, resemble Elijah in a lot of ways, just based on her profile. Yeah, we're really excited about that. So we're leaving in a couple days on our baby moon. We're going to Georgia, and we're just gonna relax. We've booked a really nice hotel. Actually, Elijah surprised me with the entire trip. I didn't even know where we were going until like a few weeks ago when his coworker let it slip where we were going. Otherwise, he would have just surprised me with the trip. Everything that we're doing, he has booked without me knowing, just as a surprise. So he's pretty much planned the whole trip without me having to really do anything. He's booked us for some really nice restaurants and like sightseeing. Not too much walking around because I will be 27 weeks pregnant, but 26 weeks pregnant. Just some fun, relaxing things that we can do to get away and kind of reset before she arrives in September. And then my baby shower, I've actually went ahead and scheduled for July 11th. That Tuesday, since Elijah's off work, we're going to be heading up to Indiana for my baby shower. That's where most of my family lives still. My close friends live up there still. So we're going to be having my baby shower up there, and her registry is completely done. Her nursery, I would say, is 60 to 70% of the way done. We already have her crib, her dresser. We have a bassinet for her already. We have her baby monitor. We have her changing pad. We just need to get the little boxed in changing table topper. We have a ton of clothes for her already that I've already washed and organized and put away. Her blankets and her swaddles and her bows and her hats and socks and clothes and things like that. All of that stuff's already put away and washed. We got her, some of her decorations are up, so her curtains are up, and we have her crib mattress and some crib sheets in there already. I also have her name sign painted, and we haven't announced her name yet, so I probably won't put that in here, but just know that it's very cute and it's very pretty, and it was unfinished wood when I purchased it, and I painted it and made it really nice and pretty and customized. The only things we still need to get, we obviously need to get some nursing things. We also have her rocking chair already too, and we have her bookshelf with all of her like books and the toys that we have so far on there already. The only thing that I think we need to get left is some nursing things, some feeding things like bottles, things like that. We need to stock up on diapers and wipes, and we need to get some bath time things. And then I haven't picked out the outfit she's coming home in quite yet. We do have a diaper bag, just one. I think me and Elijah are going to get separate ones, so I'm not really sure who is going to use the one that's in there. We are waiting on her car seat and stroller to arrive, so we have that stuff picked out already. We won't insert that probably until like we're leaving to go to the hospital, just because if you get in an accident you can't use it anymore. So I think we're gonna practice installing it once or twice and then take it out, and then we won't put it back in until we're ready to go. I need to figure out what bag I'm gonna use to pack for our stuff for the hospital, but I already have the list made of all the things that we need to pack for the hospital bag, and I also have an ongoing list of all the stuff that we have categorized by theme so that people who are coming to my baby shower or want to buy from the registry already have a running list of things we do have, so they can know what we have and what we don't. We also have her pack and play that's already set up in the living room, because once Elijah goes back to work and I go back to work, she'll be able to sleep next to me or chill, hang out next to me while I work. And we've got everything on the first floor so that we don't have to go back up and down the stairs with her, aside from sleeping. So I think we're gonna put the bassinet next to the bed, and she'll sleep in there with us until she can roll over. But aside from that, everything else is set up, I think, and ready to go. But there's just a few odd and things that we need to get. We've already got some things purchased off of our registry and from our friends and family, so thank you guys. That's as far as updates. I think we're all caught up now. I'm already ready to film for tonight because we are filming a mean comments video for the other channel, and I don't think that will come out until not this Sunday but next Sunday, because we already have a video scheduled for this Sunday, and then that's the day that we leave for Georgia. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the mean comments video. If you are coming from Everything Auto's channel, or you also watch Everything Auto's channel, hope you guys enjoy it. It's gonna be spicy for sure. But yeah, I think that's everything that I needed to get you guys caught up on. Hopefully I will get around around to editing the video that I made at 16 weeks so that you guys can see that one first. And then I also need to get around to filming my pregnancy test line progression symptoms video, the same that I did with my first pregnancy. In terms of nausea and exhaustion, this pregnancy has been really hard on me. Up until about week 21, I was still throwing up at least once a week. I'm still currently on my anti-nausea medicine, which obviously has been okayed by my OB. She said that I'm okay to take it throughout the remainder of my pregnancy if I need to. So obviously I have stocked up on it because I have tended to get car sick for some reason during this pregnancy, and Georgia is about a 6-hour drive, so we're kind of nervous about taking a trip that long. And also for my baby shower, that's also a 6-hour drive, so I've made sure to have plenty of anti-nausea medicine for the car ride there and back. But aside from that, since week 22 I've been feeling pretty good. I have had some nausea here and there, but aside from that, week 22 to now has probably been the best that I felt this entire pregnancy, and just feeling her like move all the time has been really, really nice. I'm just kind of been enjoying the last couple of weeks being pregnant and having this experience and things like that. So I'm hoping that the nausea stays away and that I can continue to enjoy the remainder of my pregnancy. After this next appointment on June 20th, I can start going every 2 weeks instead of every 4 weeks, because I will be in the 3rd trimester already, which is crazy to even think about. But I'm not really entirely sure if we're going to immediately go down to every 2 weeks or if we're going to wait another 4 weeks, because it is such a long drive and I've not really had any contraindications telling me that I should start going every 2 weeks at that point. So unless something comes up at my next appointment, I think we might just wait another 4 and then start going every 2 weeks. Everything is going really good. I guess that's it for this video, just summarizing my symptoms and my experience over the past 9 or 10 weeks that I've been MIA. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!